Chapter 13, The Case of the Perils of Facebook, discussed two girls in particular, one by the name of Christy and the other by the name of April. Christy attended Winthrop University, and she was the news editor and lead reporter for her school newspaper, and she was doing a report on the sudden death of April. Emphasis on sudden death because there was no real evidence given as to why April had all of a sudden passed away, and this is what Christy was searching for. She was searching for anything linked or associated to her sudden death, whether that be finding out things from April's friends, family, sorority affiliation, things of that sort. Christy decided to go to April's Facebook and find most of her evidence from there, if not all, and incorporate that into her story for the newspaper. A couple of the issues that arise from this: for one, April's sorority sister, she found fault in that she wasn't able to speak on behalf of her sorority sister in the newspaper. Also, one of the officers associated with the newspaper also found it pretty much fraud that that Christy was pulling pictures and quoting April's friends' comments and things of that sort from Facebook and putting it on, or putting it within the newspaper without citing reference to where she pulled this evidence from. Christy was reporting the apparent cause of April's death and not really focusing on how good her life was when she was alive, and focusing on her fraternity and focusing on more so the positive things. She basically was focusing on the cause of her death for the most part. And as the lead reporter, Christy was definitely aware that newspapers are all about getting straight to the point and just telling the story, which is why she went straight on head forward and started talking about the apparent cause of April's death instead. And she did receive a lot of backlash from that, again, from the community, the school, and people that were closer to April than she thought. It was through a letter that Christy wrote to the officer of the affiliated fraternity, explaining to him that she by no chance meant to harm April, her friends, any affiliation associated with her. She really just, explained that she wanted to get down to the nitty-gritty of the story. That is her job, and she kept it professional, all in the same. And because of that, the response to her letter from Richard Wilson was his name. He did appreciate her professionalism, her sincerity, and he told her that he had no issue with her going back and correcting the story. What I took away from this chapter was becoming more conscious with my conscience. I feel like Christy kind of knew at some points when she did mess up, or when she was going to put something in the story that she probably shouldn't have, or when she probably should have tweaked it prior to her publishing the newspaper. So just being conscious of my conscience, I feel like that's very important. And also not really running to like one source for something. I feel like it's always good to get opinions from other people. If you want to find out something about like a specific story, asking around to all sides of the story, and not just sticking with like people that you think know the facts, but also like go beyond that, go beyond those points, or beyond the surface level rather. One way that I'll become more ethical this week is just portraying the right image forward, whether that be I'm working on a project, working for something, working for someone, working for a group of people, whether I have to put my face on something that I'm presenting, always making sure that I'm accurately presenting that the right way, and I'm doing it in the most honest way, and I'm pulling sources from all areas and not just one, and I'm being true to the story while I'm also being true to myself.